Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's morning time here in beautiful San Francisco. Look at this destruction, this wanton destruction that has happened here, right on our street. I thought this said titties at first, but it doesn't. It says something else. It says tiki or something. That's new. It almost looks like the black graffiti was done at the same time as the complete destruction of whatever this thing was that got crushed. I don't know. But so it's overcast. I don't know if you guys can see. It's not foggy, but it's cloudy and cold. And it hasn't rained yet, but it's kind of like the morning. There's actually morning dew this morning, which doesn't usually happen. Uh, so it probably rains here less than 30 times, less than 30 days a year. It probably rains. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but I've lived here for over a decade, and to me, it feels like the rain is, I don't know, 10, 15 days out of the entire year it will rain. I mean, really, it almost never rains. Now, the reason why that, and now that's not, it rains in California all the time. But the reason why it doesn't rain here very often is because I live 3 blocks from the ocean. And because of the way that the ocean depth is and the reefs and whatever you want to call it, the opening of, because the Golden Gate Bridge is up the street. It's up the beach from where we're looking at right now. So there's always a constant breeze. There's always not always. It stops raining sometimes. It stops. It's not windy all the time. Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is that the storms never stay here. It might rain for an hour or 2 hours. And for there to be like a rainstorm that lasts more than a day or two, or more than a day, is like huge. Because I love these Star Trek plants. They look like they're out of a Star Trek episode, a lot of them. That's why I call them that. So yeah, man, it doesn't rain because the weather never stays here. It always blows past. It always moves inland. The wind is always offshore or onshore. I always get that fucking confused. The difference between offshore and onshore. So onshore is the wind blowing towards the shore, which is the most common, which is the shittiest for surfing because it affects the waves in the opposite way that we want it to. Now offshore, that's the desirable wind. That's when the wind is blowing towards the ocean, blowing west. And somehow just having the wind blowing west, it helps the waves. It helps like smooth them out or stand them up, or I'm not sure. I'm not like a geologist or earth scientist. I just check my phone for the surf report every few days, and yeah. Anyway, here's this guy. So this guy is all over the neighborhood, I think. I like this cat. Really nice looking cat. There he is. Hey buddy, it's okay. I like his raccoon tail. He's waiting for me to leave. Hey bud, you want to come over? He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. He's a city cat. He's like, get away from me, man. Who are you, weirdo? All right. Is that a lady walking that key sound? Is that a key sound? I think that's a key sound. That dog up there. Anyway, so there we go. Look at that. So wind is light and onshore, and it feels like we're going to get some rain soon. Like today, maybe in a couple hours. Maybe it will only rain for a couple hours. I don't know. Oh, the plants, right? Remember what I said about how there's a lot of Star Trek plants here? So the reason why there's a lot of Star Trek plants here is because the ground here the soil is not rich in nutrients. So you'll see the plants that are growing heartily, these are succulents. These are like desert plants. These are plants that belong on foreign planets, deep in other universes. So because the ground, this whole neighborhood is built on sand dunes. What used to be a giant salt marsh. You saw how close the ocean is. This was just all sand like 100 years ago. A few of the houses were built. You can tell what the neighborhood used to look like by looking at the old houses and giving you an idea of when there was like 5 or 6 or 8 houses on the entire block, which would have been, you know, the 20s or something, but like 100 years ago. But there's no ground here. Look at the ground. It's sand. It's not. I think they call it loam. It's not really soil for growing plants in. It's sand for growing ice plant, which is a succulent, which is a very native. I don't know if it's native. It's just a really popular plant here. It grows wild all over the neighborhood, all up and down the beaches here in California, and it's a succulent that is like, it's a lot like aloe, and a lot like these right here. See these succulents? Just like that. You bust it open and it's got water inside. All right, I think that's probably it. Here's a lamp. You guys will need a lamp? All right, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.